Tehrani. We are at the IT Expo Tech Super Show 2020, and as part of that event, there's a co-located SD-WAN Expo, and one of the companies at the event, one of the sponsors, is Martello, and Sebastien Tellier is here with the company to talk with us. How are you, Sebastien?
Very good, thank you. How about you?
Fantastic. It's been a little while since we've spoken.
It's been a while. 2 years ago in Orlando, I believe, so still in Florida. So we like to, February is a good month for us to go south, our company being based in...
I live in Connecticut, you guys live in Canada?
Exactly. Martello is based in Ottawa. I'm from the Montreal office myself. Several offices in the northern regions, so we try to travel in the winter.
You know, I want to start a trend. You know how some people, as they get older, they tend to spend their winters in Florida and then their summers up north. What if you could do that with your company?
We actually talked about it, actually. We were looking at a few events in the Bahamas and the southern regions, move the whole company at some point, but yeah, we're going to wait a couple of years. And we're going to expand a bit and maybe open offices there so we can have some corporate retreats over there. No.
So speaking of transit issues, SD-WAN really helps with transit of packets and enabling a more smooth flow of packets from point A to point B via multiple paths. Tell us a little bit about your technology and how it helps do that.
Well, as you mentioned, SD-WAN allows a better communication between different sites. It improves overall real-time communications by leveraging different types of connections. Our technology is slightly different is that it's deployed lower on the OSI model's layers. So it really integrates seamlessly in corporate networks. So it's easier to start optimizing, managing, and creating a more intelligent web of paths. So path selection is significantly improved, and our objective also is to really focus on these real-time applications. Our goal is to not so much tell our enterprise clients like, oh, we're going to improve jitter, we're going to improve packet loss. We really tell them that we're going to take their services and we're going to make them better to provide a better user experience, a better digital experience in the long run. So we're adding these different capabilities to our existing SD-WAN solution. Over the years, we've added these different features, starting with link balancing in 2003, moving up to hybrid WAN, adding different site-to-site capabilities, path selection, now moving into SD-WAN. We're adding these UC monitoring capabilities, more reporting and visualization capabilities, and the overall IT landscape as well. Because as different applications move, from the on-prem to cloud infrastructures or hybrid cloud infrastructure, it's more important than ever to have this hybrid WAN and failover capabilities that can be controlled centrally to provide, again, a better experience. And the more these systems start interacting with each other, it's important to have visibility over all of them and how they interact, because sometimes it can simply be one of the systems that isn't working, or it can be the network, or it can be just a little thing that no one foresaw. So having this visibility helps in narrowing down and accelerating the remediation.
Which is so important because as you get more and more networks and more clouds that you need to access, a hiccup in the network can really slow down the business.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen so many calls where the person on the other side would, you would start seeing the communication tear down, and eventually it's not a good experience for anyone when the communication is bad. We can provide different solutions for that, but it's really important to start looking at the overall experience. And again, as these different solutions move to a cloud and sorry. As these different services are moving outside of the company, it becomes also easier to start providing these solutions in the overall cloud environment. But bad experience hurts reputation. If you have an outage, if you have downtime, you have anything, I mean, you don't have access to these resources that are value adding. It becomes harder to justify it also because bandwidth is now more available than it ever was. Prices are going down thanks in large part to SD-WAN and hybrid WAN, moving away from private networks to broadband. Private networks are also going down, so you have this flexibility to run your network in a more intelligent way. There's less and less reasons to do so.
So Sebastien, you did something with Blackberry some months ago. I wrote about it, and I was kind of curious if you just give us a 1 minute on Blackberry. What did you do with them?
We built a POC around the capability to
define POC.
Oh, sorry, a proof of concept with Blackberry, along with a startup accelerator in the Ottawa region. The objective was to demonstrate the capability to hop from one tower to the other while in movement and using multiple LTE providers. The product that we use for that one was just tested also on a test bed to be 5G ready. So on right now the tests are being done with LTE-A, the precursor to 5G. So we're really trying to show that while in movement, you don't have to drop. You probably drove in your life.
I do drive every day.
So when you're on a call and you get to a zone that has little less coverage from the cell providers, you'll have a drop in communication. Or if on a cell phone, it'll be something different than different UC products or collaboration products like Slack or Zoom. You'll have different interactions. One way to remedy that is to essentially apply the SD-WAN to the car or to the train or to any other environment that is in movement. So what we did was collect data between Montreal and Ottawa, where we know there are black spots that are that have less coverage, and to collect all the data in order to develop new algorithms to better help predict which towers, when it's time to hop to the next one, using several providers at the same time. That way, the same usual benefits of, how can I say, to lower latency by adding flexibility and by adding diversity in the carriers allows us to control the performance, really.
I'd love that in my phone.
That is something that may happen eventually as we have multiple providers on individual phones. For the time being, on our side, we were really trying to focus on the vehicle itself. So the vehicle being able to provide that connectivity, it's not unthinkable that we can see that also on the phone.
Is there any news you can tell us? Anything coming or anything that's happened?
We are. It's great that we're exhibiting also at the MSP Expo. We're increasing our focus on the channel. So we'll be presenting a revamped, bolder, nicer, greater experience for our channel partners in 2020. We're also investing heavily in getting all our products into one comprehensive solution that will allow enterprise and MSPs to leverage network, UC, and IT operations in conjunction.
Awesome, and just a word of note is that back in around 2005 or so, I actually came up to see your company, before it was Martello, you made an acquisition of the SD-WAN part, I believe, and correct. The company, and I can't remember the name at this point, Elfiq Networks, and we actually did a review of them in our TMC labs, and at the time there was no term SD-WAN, but they were doing SD-WAN, so I mean you guys are really one of the first in the space, so congratulations on being early and on all the success.
Well, thank you very much, and yes, the technology evolves every day, every year. I mean, we still have that vision inside the product today. We're trying to really push it as far as we can, adding the software-defined component to it to be able to make it more easy to use and to provide more value to clients and partners. But we've been very happy to to have you as a client also, and to have to have your review and to have you test it. And it's very kind words to have that technology recognized.
My pleasure, and thanks for being here.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you.